Cheerio. Kyungye. Hey everyone, welcome to Taekwondo Thursday. So I had an interesting request this week. It was based on the combination that we did on squad training on Sunday, the reverse hook and kick, turning kick. So that, it looks like this. So you're doing a reverse hook and kick, then you must pause and do the turning kick. Now, you're not technically pausing. Normal speed would be 1, 2. So where the trouble was being caused with being able to control the core to be able to do the turning kick, sometimes people overspin. They're not able to stop. They're gone too far, and then when they try to do a turning kick, they can't do it. It's not unique to reverse hook and kick. It often starts with back kick. So we're going to look at this. I think this will probably be a 2-part, possibly a 3-part video. Let's look at what the initial problem is, and then we'll look at how we can fix it. So how does the body move in space? So you're looking at this video on a 2-dimensional screen. Okay, so we have an x-axis and a y-axis. But our body doesn't move in 2 dimensions, it moves in 3 dimensions, because we live in a 3-dimensional world. So let's look at the way we move, and then we can look at what exercises can help us to control our movement in that 3-dimensional world. So first of all, we've got the sagittal plane, which is bending forwards and backwards. If I turn sideways, you can see, so anything that's going to the front of me or behind me, like a hip hinge, that's called moving in the sagittal plane. Now we can also move side to side, and that's called the frontal plane, or sometimes called the coronal plane. And this is where the 3-dimension comes in. We can rotate, and that's called the transverse plane. Now this is an area that often causes problems because people don't train for that. So when we apply our core training to the transverse plane, or rotation, a lot of times people train to have more power when they rotate. But remember, the primary function of the core is to resist movement, not to generate it. Therefore, being able to control rotation and being able to stop rotating at the key point is just as important as rotating in the first place. So if we look at our basic blocks, like say our inner forearm, middle block, and walking stance, when I go and step forward and I am generating power from hip twist, but as you can see, I've blocked past the point of focus. I'm gone full facing instead of remaining half facing, and that's because I didn't use my core to control the rotation and to stop it at the right time. So if I'm going to do it again now, here, now I've blocked here on my chest line, my body is half facing, and that took core control to do that. So it's not just kicks that can cause a problem with this, it's blocking as well. Anytime we rotate or twist our hips, we need to control it from going too far. So I want you to practice over the next week, practice blocking and being aware that you want to put hip twist in for power, but you also need to be able to stop it while you're still half facing. So you have your inner forearm middle block, you've got your forearm low block, here you've got an L stance knife and strike, all here where you want to finish half facing, not overturn, but also don't go beyond the point of focus. So just to start getting aware of it. Now, the other thing I want you to concentrate on this week is your back kick. So when we do a back kick, we talked about the planes a moment ago, we're kicking along the sagittal plane. So as I'm facing the camera, when I do the back kick, I'm kicking along that direction of force towards the camera. But with a reverse hooking kick, it's more transverse plane. I'm going across the line of the camera. So let's break it down. Let's simplify it and just work on the back kick this week. What a lot of people do when they're doing a back kick is they actually do, if it has a name, a reverse side kick. They overspin, and then it ends up being a side kick. How do you know? Well, when you're looking over your chest, it's more of a side kick. When you're doing a back kick, the position of the body is different. You should be looking over your shoulder, like that, looking over your shoulder. The heel position is also higher in the back kick. I'll just lean on the wall just to really freeze frame it for you. So if I'm doing a side kick, my heel is slightly higher at my toes, but look at when I turn my hips to make a back kick, the heel is up higher because the hip position. Oopsie, lost my microphone. When I turn away, my heel is going to be much higher because the hip position is different. If you get in the habit of overspinning on the back kick, you're only a stone's throw from ending up in almost a front kick position. So you're going to have to practice your back kick and pay extra attention to not overspinning. Because if you overspin in the back kick, you're going to carry it through to your reverse hook kicks, your reverse turning kicks, and so forth. So this week, before we start doing exercises to correct it, first I want you to get more awareness of it. Next week, we'll start working on exercises to correct it. Cheerio! Kyungye.